Good morning. Taking advantage of the sunshine to sit outside and have a cup of tea before I go off to church this morning. So it's quite warm. The sky is really blue. It's beautiful. I quite like autumn, but now that the sun's going and it's not as warm, I kind of miss it really. It was a bit of an odd summer for me. I found it was just too hot for me to be outside, and I just spent most of the summer sitting in my dining room with I've got French windows, and spent most of my time sitting there with the windows open, French windows open, but not actually sitting outside in the garden. And unfortunately, because of that, I think I've neglected the garden a little bit, and it's looking a bit scruffy. I feel a bit embarrassed, really. So, I'm in a rocking chair, by the way. That's probably, if you see the screen moving a little bit, sorry. I keep forgetting. I'll try and sit still. So, yeah, just enjoying the sun. Got my cup of tea. Got one of the cats out here with me, Bailey. He's the old one. You haven't seen him on screen yet. Got loads of plums on the ground from the plum tree behind me. I think you saw that in the shot yesterday. Well, actually, this is part of the plum tree that's behind me now, but this bit hasn't got any plums on. So I'm thinking I might have a go at making some jam out of the ones that are left. I need to try them first and see whether they're edible. Be a good start, wouldn't it? Yeah. So yeah, just a really nice start to the day. So yeah, I'm going to go to church in a minute. We don't dress up when we go there. It's all quite casual, but I've put a dress on today because I quite like to look smart anyway. Generally speaking, I quite often wear dresses. This one that I'm wearing, actually, I will show you later today. I made myself. What was I going to tell you this morning? Yes, I'm going to write a plan later of what I'm planning to do. And probably do a little bit more crochet, I think. I think I need to get out here and sweep up all the rest of the plums and tidy up this patio a bit. Really, it's looking a bit scruffy, and it's a bit difficult to navigate at the moment because there's so many plums on the ground. I did make some plum jam earlier on in the year from the sort of purpley coloured plums, and it was really nice. Actually, it was lovely. I just kind of made it up as I went along, and it kind of went pretty well, actually. A bit too much sugar in, but you know, it was okay. So yeah, the hanging baskets are looking really awful. I need to take them down as well. And other than that, I'm enjoying the peace and quiet. It's amazing, really. I don't live that far from a busy city, and yeah, I don't hear any traffic. Just hear the birds. It's really nice, isn't it, Bailey? Nice and peaceful. See you later on. Right, this is just me on my way to church now. That's been a bit weird that I'm filming my feet as I'm walking along, but I just want to show you this lovely little bit that I get to walk through. Hold on. Here I am on my way back from church. Did think I might take the long route round and go through some of the fields, but it's a little bit wet underfoot, and I've only got pumps on, so I'm just enjoying the nice walk through. I think I said before, there's loads of squirrels in here, and I can see them all jumping about in the trees and scrabbling around in the grass. I know a lot of people don't really like squirrels because they are a pain. They're particularly a pain in the garden where they come and eat my all my stuff and my flowers and bury peanuts in my garden. So I'm pulling up peanut plants. But still, I quite like them. I think they're very elegant. I love the way they move. And their tails and stuff. They remind me of those little fuzzy things that you used to have as a kid. You know, those little, like, long caterpillary things. You used to move them, pull them on a little string over and over around your fingers. I don't know, I'm probably talking nonsense. Hope you know what I mean. But yeah, they just remind me of those, the way their tails sort of undulate as they run along. I think they're really quite cute. So, still got blue sky. Not quite as much as before, but it's still really nice. I'm just going to enjoy it for a little bit. I'm going to go home now and make a smoothie for my lunch. Sounds a bit of an odd thing to have, but it's my kind of attempt to keep my weight under control. Just don't have breakfast, and I have a smoothie. Have a smoothie at lunchtime, and then a proper meal in the evening. It helps me get my 5 a day in. Right, talk to you later. I thought I'd show you how I make my smoothie. So I have this lovely smoothie maker machine, which I got from Aldi. I don't want to show you that there. And it comes with all the bottles and stuff, so you can make it up. So first thing I'm going to start with is my banana, and all the ingredients just go in the thingy. Just put it there and then you can see what I'm doing. So I'm just going to break that up, put that in. It's really quiet here now. I've got one of my kids has gone out. The other one's busy with headphones on watching Minecraft or YouTube videos or something. I get really fed up with how much time. It's quite difficult really to get them to do other things. I find it is anyway. And part of me just thinks, well, you know, they're going to have to spend the rest of their life sort of doing boring stuff like work and jobs, so might as well have some fun while they can. They're pretty good at doing their chores and things. Right, so I've cut an apple up. I've peeled an apple. I'm just going to, oops, let's do it there. I'm just going to chop this up and put it in here too. That's really the only sort of fresh fruit I put in there. Put that in there like that. So the next thing I'm going to add is I've got some frozen fruit. So this is a mixture of blueberries, strawberries, red currants, I think probably the odd raspberry as well. So I'm just going to put those in there. Ugh, forgot about that. Bear with me a second. Because unless I want to make this look like a bloodbath, I better just wash my hand. Not much of an improvement. Okay, next thing I'm going to put in, these are mandarin orange segments which are tinned in juice. Don't get the ones in syrup because I don't really want to be adding sugar. Leave a few of those for next time. And then the next thing I put in is these mixed seeds. So these are pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, linseeds and hemp seeds. They do get more or less blitzed up, but not completely, I must say. So you do end up with that few bits in your teeth. Right, I got these off Amazon. They're I think they're spoons for lattes, but I just find them really handy just to sort of mix everything in and squish it up a little bit as well. Well, if you can hear a noise in the background, by the way, it's the washing machine that's on, so sorry about that. Right, and then the last ingredient I use is kefir, and of course because I've got my camera the wrong way around, you're now seeing that in reverse, but basically kefir, if you've not come across it before, it's like cultured milk, and it tastes a lot like natural yogurt, but it's slightly more liquid, as you can see. Ooh, as you can't see because I'm doing it wrong, there you go, as you can see. So I just sort of top it up with that. Where's my spoon? Use my spoon again. Move that out of the way. So I'm going to just sort of mix that all in a little bit. And then I should put this on. Right, this next bit is really, really noisy, so I think I should probably mute it or turn it down or something. You'll get the idea. Right, you ready? So it doesn't mix everything in. This is why these spoons are just invaluable. This thing I got this from Aldi's Isle of Weirdness. If you watched my podcast, you'll have seen me waxing lyrical about the Isle of Weirdness previously. I got some really nice yarn from there the other day. I think it was only about 20 quid, so it's a lot cheaper than sort of NutriBullets. I guess for that reason it's probably not quite as efficient, but it's the job for me. I've been using it every day for a few months now. Almost every day. There we go. All I need to do now is put my lid on. And now I've got my very nice drink. So that's banana, apple, mandarin orange, blueberries, and then little bits of sort of raspberries, red currant, strawberry as well. So that's got to be more than my 5 a day, I think, definitely. And then the nuts as well help with protein, and the kefir is really good for your digestion. So that's why I use this. And it really does help, I think. Makes me feel a bit more healthy anyway. Right, speak to you later. Hi guys. Right, I'm going to do my list now of what I'm going to do. I've got my big pot of pens. For me, I love writing lists. I love planning what I'm going to do, and I love a list. I really do. What I like to do is to make my list look really bright and colourful. And because I just find it really helps me to think about what I'm doing, and to really take some enjoyment out of the planning process. So at the top, I'm going to write plans for October, and I think, just to finish it off, I'm going to draw a little pumpkin at the top, just a bit of autumnal theme. I'll show you in a second. Unfortunately, I've got my camera the wrong way around today, so every time I show you what's on my list, it's going to be backwards. but hey ho, we'll just have to live with that, won't we? Right, a little bit of brown to do the stripes on it, and then a little green leaf on the top. Let's have a look. There we go. Fab. Right, okay. All of these things that I'm going to write on the list aren't in any particular order. They're just going to be as I think about it, really. So, right, first thing that I think is going to be on my list is I'm going to make some soap. So I've bought some soap flakes, and I bought some lavender oil, and I'm just waiting for the moulds to arrive. So that should be really nice, actually. I'm looking forward to doing that. I did make soap with my youngest a few years ago, and we had great fun. It was really great. And in fact, actually, we're still using some of the soap even now. It's just lasted really well. So first thing on my list, make soap, and I've drawn a little soap with a little bit of bubbles coming off it. It's not great, but you know, get the idea. Right, so next thing on my list, I'm just going to give myself the goal of going for some walks, because I quite often find that I end up just finding stuff to do around the house, and I get so involved in what I'm doing. I think, oh, I'll do that later, and then later never comes, and really I need to get out. I need to get out in the trees and in the fresh air. As you've seen from my walk this morning, I've got a really lovely nature reserve, literally just around the corner from my home, and you know, I've really no excuse. I should really get out there and, you know, just experience nature a little bit. I've also lived not far from a river, so you know, again, no reason why I shouldn't be out there. So there you go. I've put go for walks, and I've drawn a couple of little trees, and those little blobs are actually meant to be birds. Didn't come out very well. So what's next? I think something else I'd really like to do along the same sort of lines is go for some bike rides. I've got a lovely bike, really lovely big bike with a massive basket on the front, which is excellent. I used to work in the city centre, and it was brilliant because I could cycle into work, and then my basket is big enough to put like a whole bag full of shopping in. So it was fantastic just for sort of picking up odds and ends of things that I needed. So yeah, it's really good, and I enjoy riding my bike, actually. It's a lovely big sort of Dutch bike, and it's bright yellow, so it makes quite a statement as I'm sort of walking around. I'm just seeing if I can draw it, but the thing is, do you know, it's like you go on a bike all the time, and yet you can't remember what they actually look like. Bikes are actually really difficult to draw, I think. So anyway, I've done a really awful little bike. It's got a black seat and black wheels, you see, so I'll put those on. But we know what that is anyway. Okay, number 6 on my list is, it's not really well, it is part of my plans, actually. It's not so much a thing to do as a thing that I am doing. So I am going to Poland, which I am so looking forward to. It should be really good fun. But the reason I'm going to Poland is, sorry, I got interrupted there. The reason I'm going to Poland is because we're trying to do the park run A to Z. So basically you do a park run from each, for a park run at a place beginning with each letter of the alphabet.
So we've done a few already, but then we decided we wanted to do Z. And we had a choice of going to South Africa or to Poland, because there's, I think, 4 runs in Poland, 3 or 4 runs in Poland that begin with Z. So anyway, so that's why we're going to Poland. We're going to do our Z run in Poland. And we're planning next year to go and do a run in Amsterdam as well, do a parkrun in Amsterdam, so that'll be our aim. So anyway, we're going to a place called Melbork Castle, which is in northern Poland, and their parkrun there begins with a Z, and you actually run around the castle walls, and it is the biggest castle in the world, which I find quite incredible, and I'm really excited about going. So that's where I'm going. So my trip to Poland. There's me in my running kit. I'm not the best drawer. I enjoy it, but I'm really not that brilliant. Okay, so what's the next thing I might do? Oh, I know. So I want a pale blue this time. Okay. So I got a new winter coat, new to me anyway. There's this brilliant place near us called Emmaus. You might have one near you actually if you live in the UK. They're an organisation, a charity that have a few places all over the UK. And basically what they do is they're a charity that they help the people who are homeless or people who have addiction issues and stuff. Many people are homeless. Basically they take them in and they teach them a skill. And at Emmaus, what they do is it's basically like a massive charity shop, but they take everything. They take furniture, they take electrical goods, they take computers, they take loads and loads of stuff. And so yeah, we have one, you know, only a few miles away from us. So we go to I went to Emmaus recently, and I picked up a new winter coat. And it is really nice. It is a wool grey coat, and it is lovely. It's really smart. It fits really well. I'm really pleased with it. However, it's a bit boring. I'm not really a plain grey sort of person, so I think it needs a bit of cheering up, as it were. I'm looking for a purple. There we go. Not that I'm necessarily going to do purple on it, but anyway. So what I want to do is I want to jazz it up a little bit. I'm thinking of adding some applique and I swear everything's conspiring against me today. So my camera just ran out of enough room to to store video, so I had to delete some photographs. So I've deleted them and I'm trying to upload them to my I've got an external hard drive, and my computer's just frozen. So I hope I have managed to clear enough space to just finish this little bit, but we will see. Okay, so if it stops recording, then we know it didn't work. Right. Okay, so I said about embroidering my coat, and the next thing I think on my list is going to be my kitchen. So you might have seen my kitchen briefly this morning in my video when I was, can you hear that? That is one of my cats and one of next door's cats having an altercation. If it gets really bad, I shall go and shoo them out in a minute. Anyway. Okay, so my kitchen, I've got white units, and I've got sort of wooden surface, work surface, which I had redone last year. I could hear those cats. I had redone last year, and it was painted bright yellow was the kitchen, but then I decided I was going to go more of an aqua green. Do you know, I'm not really convinced about the colour, to be honest, but it definitely needs repainting. It definitely needs redoing. So I'm going to put that down on my list. I actually got the paint. I'm embarrassed to tell you this. I got the paint in January and I still haven't done it. I think it's partly, to be honest, because of my long COVID, and I struggle to have the energy to do a lot of things, and that painting does take up quite a lot of energy. But you know, it's not really the best excuse in the world. You know, I could probably still have done more than I have, which is none. So I'm hopeful that I will have the energy to at least, you know, make some progress on that front. But we will see. I'm not overly back again. Right, so I had the same problem again. Too many files on my phone, and I've just managed to sort it out with the help of one of my super whizzy, more computer literate kids. They're much better than I am at doing this kind of stuff. Anyway, I think I got cut off just after I was saying about painting my kitchen. I think that was what I was doing. So there we go. Did a little paintbrush. That's not the colour I'm going to paint the kitchen, but it'll do. So the other thing as well that I thought I could do this is a much more achievable aim, and in fact I think it might be one of the things I do first is I need to do some paint touch up basically. I've got lots of little bits around the house where the walls have got knocked or something's got, you know, chipped off or whatever. So I'm going to touch up in various places around the house. So that should be good fun. I think I'll just do another paintbrush, I think, for this one. I shall just do it slightly different. I need the grey. Do you see it's taken me so long to get back online that to get back on the video? It's got all the lights gone now. It's time is it? It's 5 o'clock in the afternoon now. Honestly, I spent the better part of the day just trying to get my photos sorted out. Right, there we go. Done a little paintbrush this time. There we go, touch up paint. Right, okay. What else? Well, thinking of painting again, one of my kids' rooms needs repainting. They painted it, they chose the colours themselves, my two youngest, when they were sharing a room, and they chose royal blue and bright orange, and they loved it, absolutely loved it. But now, as they've got older, and in fact as one of my kids has moved out, they've now gone into their own separate rooms, and the youngest and boyfriend painted their room various shades of grey. Kids are so boring. Yeah, they painted various shades of grey. And anyway, the other one now with the orange and is left with the orange and blue room wants to paint it as well. And but the first thing we need to do, because the paint's quite dark, is we need to do a couple of coats of white paint on it. So I suspect that might be something I will get that one to help me with while we're on half term. So I'm gonna put it down. But I'm not hugely sure that we'll actually get round to that, but we'll see anyway. So, oops, I've put paint orange and blue. Paint orange and blue room. Just so I'm not putting my kid's name out there. So I'm just going to do a little bit of orange and a little bit of blue, and then there we go. Orange and blue no more. So I think the next thing on my list is going to be, let's use a pink now, I think. So again, if you watch my blog, you'll have seen that I was making Christmas stockings, and I want to really get those finished because I really want to do a whole set so that I can photograph it and then see if anybody wants a second set or whatever, so I can then get them made in plenty of time before we get anywhere near Advent. So I'm going to make Christmas stockings, and we'll just do a little red stocking. And we'll do just a little white top on it, and we'll put a little number 1 just on the top, and maybe a little Christmas tree on the stocking so that it looks a little bit Christmassy. There we go, big Christmas stockings. Right, next thing I do want to do, oh, I should show you my dress, shouldn't I? I did say I was going to. Right, let's see if I can stand far enough back so you can see it. Not really. Is this stand? Shall I stand on the chair? Hang on. Ooh, there we go. So you can see it now. This, I will look up what the pattern is. I don't have it handy at the moment. But it's quite a modern pattern, and it is really, really nice. It's really simple to do. The instructions are fantastic. It does take up quite a lot of fabric. You need 4 meters of fabric for it, which I found if I'm actually buying fabric by the meter would be a little bit expensive. But I've this dress that I actually made out of a thrifted duvet cover. Double duvet covers, king size duvet covers on my friend. So this one, in fact, I think it was made out of a king size because this side was this blue colour. The underside was a lilac. So I've used the lilac for other things as well. I've done a laundry bag for myself, and I've done a bag lining with it, and I've still got stacks left, as you can imagine. I did think about making a skirt or something. I don't know I've got quite enough left to do a skirt, but I've got loads left. So yeah, and it's a lovely pattern. But anyway, I found some really lovely curtain fabric. So I've cut out to make another dress out of this curtain fabric. It's really, really nice stuff. So yeah, so I've done the cutting out stage. I just need to do the sewing up. So that is going to be another project that I can do, hopefully this month. So the dress, I can't remember what colour it is actually. I think it's kind of a greeny florally colour. I'm not sure. So it looks a bit like something that what's her name? Wilma Flintstone wore. Hopefully the finished one will look a little bit better than that. So yeah, I mean, I've got a huge list on there, haven't I? I think I'll just add one more thing, which is you might remember this morning, wasn't it? I was talking about jam. And I tried one of the plums, and they're actually really, really nice. But I don't know how successful making jam would be, because it's very, the plums are really small. They're only sort of like that sort of size, and they've got quite a big stone in. So the actual amount of flesh in each one is not very much. So so I don't know whether it's actually going to be worth making jam, to be honest. But maybe if I'm really stuck for something else to do, then I might make some. It might be sort of a nice thing to do with the kids on a rainy day or something like that. So I've just done what I think is probably the weirdest pot of jam you've ever seen. And it's yellow because the plums themselves are sort of an orange and yellow colour. Well, there you go. Let me show you my finished list, okay? So there's my finished list of things that I need to do. I actually thought I might end up with more on than that, but I do think there's probably far too much for me to achieve on there. But you know, it's good to have goals, isn't it? So yeah. All of those things really are not knitting and crochet related, although I have got some creative stuff on there, embroidering my coat and finishing my dress, so there is some nice things to do on there as well. Making soap, it's quite creative, isn't it? I hope my moulds arrive soon and I can get on with that. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Well, after all this palaver with my camera, I mean, I must have made this particular section where I'm doing my list, I think I've ended up with 7 different videos. So I hope it's going to be all right to watch and it's not going to be too bitty. I do apologise if it is. So I think that's probably me done for today. What am I going to do now? I need to go and think about making some tea. I've got some coursework to do. I'm doing a course at the moment, which I might tell you about another time. So I did a fair bit yesterday. I wrote 800 words yesterday, but I've got another couple of bits and pieces to do. So I might do that. I might do that today. It has to be done by Tuesday. And other than that, I'm just going to work on my crochet a bit more. I've done a few more squares. I did another couple last night, and I've done another couple while I've been trying to get my photos to upload. Yeah, I think that'll do. So hopefully I'll catch you tomorrow. Bye bye.